Well, Tuesday's election day, isn't it? I think I'll tell you who to vote for today. How's that? Uh-oh, I can see somebody's on their cell phone calling the IRS, revoke the tax-exempt status. Well, I'll talk about that some other time, the tax-exempt status. There are three visions that people have for religion. First one is that religion is bad and it has no value at all. All that matters is the material world. And that's the religion, if you will, of the communist countries. They do everything they can to get rid of religion because their focus is always on the here and now and what they can make of the here and now. The second type of religious belief is something that, unfortunately, we have become more and more susceptible to. It's this. It's that religion is useful. But useful for what? Useful, once again, for this world. So people will use religion, say, for how to be a better person, self-help, how to use religion in order to increase my wealth. I have told you also many times that in the founding of this country, the founders believed that religion was good for the country. Now, we do have separation of church and state, but that doesn't mean that the founders did not see worth in religion. They believed what? There should not be an established church in the state, but they believed that religion was good. Why? Because it was good to establish virtue in people to make them good, honest citizens, and citizens that would contribute to the community. And that was really basically part of the Protestant ethic, that the good person, what? Religion helps you to what? To become a good member of the community and to work for the good of community. We even had what we called the Protestant work ethic. This second type of religious belief, or the usage of religion, is something that has become more and more prevalent, not just in secular society, when we hear politicians talking about God and religion, but it has become something that religion itself has become enmeshed in. What do I mean by that? Unfortunately, many times, even when we read church documents or church teaching, what we're going to see is that the church, unfortunately, is hooking its wagon on to the issues of the secular state. So let me give you some examples of how the church then sees itself as what I'll call secondary Christianity. Secondary. The primary is what? The state and worldly concerns, and how the church tries to be relevant, but it becomes irrelevant when it begins to promote a worldly agenda. And it's not saying the worldly agenda is always bad, but it's not what the Bible is all about. And that's why the church is in trouble today. So let's just take an example. Some church documents of recent years have dedicated themselves to ecology, global warming. Well, not a bad thing to be concerned about the ecology or global warming. But whose agenda is that? Is that the Bible's agenda? Is that the Jesus agenda? Or is it the church, hooking on to the secular star? Same is true for globalism. Globalism. That means kind of a one world type of government and the fraternity of everyone, that everybody is just part of the global community. Don't find that in the Bible. Once again, the church is getting on board with a very secular agenda, the fraternity of mankind, or, to be politically correct, the fraternity of humankind. And once again, you have a secondary Christianity lending itself to secular concerns. And sometimes I can take a look at what is being said at the United Nations, and I have to wonder to myself, it's also being said in the Vatican. That's secondary Christianity. But the United Nations agenda is not always good. Some may think, well, it's great to have the fraternity of mankind. Yes. But what about Christianity? Is it simply good to have people get along with each other? Is it simply good to have people worry about the ecology and global warming? It's not enough. It's not the gospel. It's a betrayal. It's a betrayal of Christianity, because Christianity then comes at the service of the secular state. And ultimately, then, Christianity itself becomes superfluous. You don't need the church. You need the United Nations. Some of you, and I just mention this in passing, because it seems to me that we are finding more and more amongst Christianity, not just the Catholic Church, amongst Christians, and even amongst many of the Jewish people, we have almost a buying into what was known as Freemasonry, the brotherhood of man, one world government. And once we buy into that, Freemasonry does not have room for the gospel, because it's not the gospel. I'll talk now about the third type of religion. It's the one we find here in the Beatitudes. It's what we believe as Catholics, as Christians. It's the transcendence of our immortal souls, that we're here not to build up the kingdom of man. We're here to get ourselves to heaven. We're here to get our souls to heaven. How many people think about that anymore? We're going through an election. How many people are thinking about their souls? Not too many. Let me just take a few of these and let me show you how we're falling short of the transcendence of our souls, that we're not here for a new world order. We're not here to have international brotherhood. We're here to know God, to love God, to serve God in this world. What? So that we can be happy with him in the next. But let me tell you where our focus is now. And it's unfortunate, because we're going to lose our souls if we continue to follow it. Just take a few of these. Blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted. You know what this means? A lot of people think, though, yeah, maybe somebody died and we're mourning over their death. No, it's not it. You know what Jesus means by this? Blessed are those who mourn for the sins of the world. That's what it means. Who mourn, who cry over the ugliness of sin. And the Jews believed that if we could just go through, if humanity could just go one day without sinning, the kingdom of God would be upon us. What does it say? Yeah. Blessed are those who mourn. Those who are sick at sin. What are we talking about these days? We're almost rejoicing in sin. Donald Trump is a philanderer. He had a bunch of women, and he said piggy things. We got him. Joe Biden's a crook. He made a bunch of money in the Ukraine. We got him. What's that doing for your soul? You know what it's doing for your soul? It's dragging your soul down to hell. That's what it's doing. Let's just take another one. Blessed are the clean of heart. Oh, and right away people think of sex. If that's all it is, it's not worth paying attention to. Not. What does clean of heart mean? Clean of heart means someone who has their eyes focused on God as the purpose for their life. That's what it means. Eyes focused on God. And where do we have our eyes focused? Well, we're very interested in the campaign. Donald Trump is going to be great for the economy and my 403B. That's who I want. And then you see Joe Biden. Oh, he's going to be great for my health care. He's going to have universal health care. That's what I want. And you know what those two things are? Once again, where are they rooted? Are they rooted on Jesus? Are they rooted on heaven? No. They're rooted on concerns of the here and now. How many people are wasting your time thinking about your bank account, your 401? How many are worried about your health care? Not that they're insignificant, but if that's the purpose of your life, trying to create your little heaven on earth with your little nest egg according to who you vote for, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You're not going to go to heaven. The last one is this. I'm going to say this because there's trouble brewing in this country. I'm telling you right now, there's trouble. You know, you think you're going to have a nice, peaceful election on Tuesday? You wait until Wednesday morning. No matter who wins, there's going to be trouble. And everybody's going to be claiming that they are in the right. And some people might start, and they will, they'll start rubbing it in the face of one another. I won, you lost. Oh yeah, I'm calling out the National Guard. Oh, I'm going to burn down your store and loot it. First loot it and then burn down the store. What does the peacemaker do? Peacemaker says what? My focus is on God. I'm not here to stir up trouble in the world. I'm here to make this world a place where God's peace reigns, because I am bringing the peace of God to people who are confused, who are troubled, and some who are working for the evil one. So now I'm going to tell you who to vote for. Vote for Jesus. God love you.